Hi, my name is Marion Kelmer, and I'm a farmer from Western Illinois. Back in the late 90s, I was growing corn in 15-inch rows, started introducing BT genetics, and also increasing population a little bit. And before I knew it, I had a residue buildup problem in my cornfields. So went into my shop and started working on developing a stalk roll that would improve our ability to chop the stalk and size it into little pieces of residue so that it would decompose faster. And so we developed that, and now we have introduced kits. And so today I want to explain to you a little bit about the kit that we have for a New Holland, the 96C, the 98C, or the 996. And we think we've put together a good package in there. The BT Chopper Stalk Roll is in this upgrade kit. A new set of stripper plates that are going to feed better and down corn, plus reduce the trash intake, are in that kit. And then also we have a new driver sprocket and an idler sprocket and a chain that uses the chrome pins so that we get some longevity. So some of the limitations that we've seen with the existing New Holland Corn Head, first off with the stalk roll, it's a 6-bladed stalk roll cast, and they overlap and intermesh. And after a little bit of wear, it just simply becomes a solid wall of rotating steel. And so the corn stalk comes in and it's hit by that blocked area, and then we push it forward and kind of drive over it. And it looks a little bit like an ear corn picker out behind after we've been down through the field. The other part of this stalk roll, it's using round blades, and they really don't have much ability to cut and or shear. So we developed the BT chopper. We have a retrieving area here where the spiral and the diameter of the barrel of the spiral is actually a little smaller, which helps us feed more in down corn. And then also we have synchronized the handoff from the spirals into our patented revolving window. And what that does is delivers that corn stalk into the chamber, and we go from long flutes, and then they get a little shorter, a little shorter, a little shorter, a little shorter, and then we go right back to the long flute, and then that's how we're able to grab that corn stalk so that we can implode it and pull it through the stripper plates. Now, the great thing about that long blade is that it's also called the wear bar, and we know that that's the one that's going to take the brunt of the load. It's going to wear the fastest, so we've put a bead of hard surfacing on top of it, and if it wears down, you can, if you so desire, can build it back up just a little bit. So once we get fed into this area, now we're going to move on back into the processing area where we're using the razor sharp induction heat treated blades. There's 10 of them in the circle here, and they overlap and intermesh, and they cut and shear into small pieces. So I'll give you a little demonstration here that you can see, number one, how the window works, so that that part of this stalk roll is what makes all the difference in the world. Without it, we're not going to be any better than anybody else's stalk roll. So we're going to kick it into reverse here, and then you can watch the slow motion, the corn stalk as it's moving through the chamber, and we go from the long flutes, they get shorter, 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 and then right back to the long flute, and that's where we're going to grab that stalk and implode it and drive it down on top of itself, and it also mushrooms out the root ball so that it's a little softer onto the tires. The other part of this is being able to chop it into little pieces, and that's going to make it easier for us in the spring because it's going to be warmer, going to be drier, going to be easier to feed the earthworms because they like to move small material around, microbes, bacteria, just a lot of upside to making the small pieces. So we've removed the spirals, and you can see the 10 blades that are overlapping with each other and intermeshing. And so we have 10 razor sharp flutes that overlap and intermesh with 10 more razor sharp flutes. Now, obviously, that's a relatively dry stalk, but I still think we get very similar performance in any weather condition out there. But this is the part that's the soil microbes and the earthworms are going to like, because it's opened up. And this is how we're helping Mother Nature to accelerate the decomposition process. So that's the highlights of the BT Chopper Stalk Roll. Now, also in this kit, we have stripper plates, and some of the limitations of the OEM is we feel they're just a little bit narrow up here at front. And if you've ever harvested down corn, you've seen some plugging in this area. It's one of the things we're trying to relieve so that it takes less energy to push that material back and into the row unit. The other thing I have noticed with the bevel right here in the front, some days in down corn, the gathering chain will actually ride up and over the top of the material and not shear it off and force it on into the row unit. So our upgrade on the stripper plate is that we've opened up the V here at the front to allow more material to come on through. And we still kept it flat in this area so that the gathering chain lug can be more aggressive here and engage with the stalks to push them into the row unit. But then at this point in time, we switch over to a beveled surface right here. And our feeling is that with the beveled plate, we're using a rounded bottom to the ear of corn, and a rounded surface against a rounded surface. And so we're displacing the energy better, and that's going to help reduce the butt shelling. Also, the leaves can go through the row unit, and the husk can go through this bevel and down through the row unit. So if you look at an actual corn plant, the underside of the leaf has a little bit of an arch in it, and that bevel's going to emulate that and allow a few more of the leaves to go through. Also with the husk, there is an ear shank that connects the node to the cob, and also the husk is connected to that ear shank. And if we get it low enough into the row unit, then we can grab that, and not only will we successfully separate the ear, but I think we can also husk it at the same time. So a little bit about butt shelling, and I've learned a lot over the years, and we're all farmers that work on building these kits. The thing that we've noticed is that with speed comes more butt shelling. And I always explain it, it's pretty simple. If you take an ear of corn and set it on the floor in your shop on the concrete, you won't see any kernels that'll be lost. But if you take that same ear of corn and then throw it down on the concrete, obviously kernels are going to go everywhere. So I truly believe that 90–95% of the butt shelling is caused from fast header speed, fast tip speed on the stalk rolls. And so that brings me right back here to our revolving window, that once it closes, we're going to get 100% traction, green stalk, dry stalk, damp, or raining. And that way I can bring it down slower, and so when that ear of corn actually hits the deck plate, I'm less likely to shell the kernels off of it. So those are the two big components that are in this upgrade kit. Also, we have a new driver sprocket. This is the 7-tooth, which we believe has reduced the gathering chain speed, and that improves the speed ratio or the relationship between tip speed of the stalk roll to the tip speed of the gathering chain. And therefore, we're going to get more time to gobble up more corn stalk and put it on the ground. So we're going to run a 7-tooth as our driver, and now that's a little bit smaller, so then we're going to want to use a larger sprocket on the driven or the idler. And these are our new 9-tooth idlers, is what's unique about it. So the chain envelope is still the same as it's always been, but with this 9-tooth idler, it's solid, and it's got a sealed bearing in it, and it's a huge improvement over the older idler sprockets that we're all accustomed to. And along, and last but not least, but is a new gathering chain in this kit that has the chrome pin chain, which is going to increase longevity. So those are the overview of the parts. It's not a bad corn head from the factory, but we like our upgrade kit here because we want to fix your corn head, and we're committed to making it work better than it's ever worked before. New set of stalk rolls, new set of stripper plates, some sprockets, and the gathering chain, and she'll perform like you've never seen it operate before. So the mechanical benefits, you know, the great stalk engagement, the better ear separation, you know, and we don't need to chop stalks anymore. So if you got a stalk chopper, you can leave it in the machine shed or sell it. If you've been using a chopping corn head and there's too much horsepower or fuel or repair costs, I think we can do as good, if not a better job with the BT choppers than you can with a chopping corn head. Got longer wear life here. We're doing everything. We're a group of farmers. We're doing everything we can to make these parts last as long as we can. So all of that is great on the mechanical side, and that makes me happy during harvest because my corn head, I can see it all day long, and it makes me feel good, and it's easier to set the combine. But now let's jump on to the following spring. And let's talk about the agronomic benefits of what we've done. And the residue is going to be smaller, so it's going to decompose quicker. I'll get warmer soils, I'll get drier soils, I'll have healthier soils. So there's a lot of advantages there. It's going to be easier to plant if I'm a no-tiller or even if I'm a conventional tiller, because that residue is going to decompose. We're just helping Mother Nature along as we go. So all of those things are major players. But what I like is the fact that we believe we're not just only selling you parts here that are replacing things that wore out. We're selling you parts that are going to increase yield, and they're going to make planting a lot more fun. And the data from University of Illinois in a continuous corn environment, they're going to tell you that there's a 6 bushel yield advantage to running the BT choppers because we cut the stalk open, we release the nitrogen back into the soil, the phosphorus, the potassium, all of those things are good. So we really believe that you're going to get a nice return on investment with the low commodity prices right now and the input prices where they are. I like to spend money where I know it's going to return on my investment. Also, we're farmers. This is our family company and our family name. So we're going to offer a 100% money back guarantee because we are that confident that we are going to make your corn head better than it's ever been before, and you're going to be tickled with it. And I want you to be happy. So if you buy the kit and it doesn't do everything that I said it would do in this little video, you call me on the phone and we'll buy it back from you because we want you to be happy with it. So we're farmer invented, we're farmer tested, and we're farmer proven. And we want that opportunity to do that on your corn head. Also, the farmers, the no-till farmers in America voted us Product of the Year 5 different times because we're able to help solve problems that they're encountering at their farms. So with that, I hope you'll take time. There'll be a little more information on our website, calmercornheads.com. You can also call our front office and get a free estimate on what it would take to upgrade your corn head at 309-629-9000. And last but not least, if you want to talk to me directly, I give out my cell phone number to everybody at 309-368-1182. So with that, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to watch our video, and have a great day.